Hi guys, welcome to video 1 in this 3-part video series about how to control projects in your own home. So part 1, we're going to talk about what you actually want to do. What kind of project is this? So we call that the scope of work. So the questions are exactly what would you like to do? Are we just putting a new door in? Are we putting some new carpet, wall? Is this a kitchen remodel? If it's a kitchen remodel, what does that entail? Is that new countertops, new sinks, new fixtures, new flooring, new paint? So the more specific that you can be, the easier it's going to be for somebody to bid on your project. So when I talk about specifics, if you have drawings, if you have pictures, making sure that you know exactly what you want, even down to details like model numbers and SKUs. If you have something at Home Depot that you know, and you know the SKU of it, write it down and say, this is what I want, so it's going to be easier for the guys to bid on. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a bid document that people can put price into. How many scopes of work are there? So, you know, if you have a painter, if you have a plumber, that's 2 different scopes of work, so 2 different types of documents have to be created. If you start getting into bigger projects, you're going to want to use a general contractor. With a general contractor, what he's going to do, he's going to mark up each of the individual subcontractors. So if you can manage 1 or 2 guys on your own, that's beneficial for you. That's going to save you some money. Estimate some quantities. If you're putting a new carpet down, instead of having 6 different guys traipsing around your house with a tape measure, go ahead and get a tape measure and measure it out. And so that you could say in the scope of work, I want 126 square feet of carpet taken up, removed, new carpet pad, a new carpet SKU number X from Home Depot. Easy, saves a lot of hassle for you having to make appointments with people to come around and, you know, come around to your house and things like that. Your budget, be realistic. The scope of work and the budget are intertwined. So you can't have $100 budget and then have $1 million scope of work. So you have to get those 2 aligned. And you can do that by pricing at materials. So if you have high expectations, if you want marble and you want granite and you don't want this, so you have to price that up. And so you can start to kind of put together a budget on your own so that you're being realistic about what you can afford to do when you start developing this scope of work. How much money do you have to spend? You've got to add some contingency in there. No matter whether you're building a fence, you're putting a door in, you're doing a $1 million remodel, something is going to come out of the blue that's going to be unexpected, so you have to plug a little bit of money in there. 20% is probably good. Anything less than that is a little on the slim side. The schedule. When do you want to start the project? When do you want to finish it? What times work best for you? You have a little baby that sleeps till 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't want people starting till 9, you want them to finish at 5 because the kids come home, whatever that is. The idea here is that you're creating the contract, it's your terms, versus you signing the proposal for somebody else where it's their terms. So what we're trying to do here is put you control of this project. So you've got to account for holidays and vacations and things like that, and so those will interrupt the workflow. There may be some local HOA restrictions. Maybe you can't start work till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You need to kind of figure out those and understand them. Creating measurable milestones. You know, when this is supposed to be done, when the material arrives, you know, when the job is supposed to be finished, when we're supposed to have the paint on the walls, things like that. This is related to the payments. So you don't want to get too far ahead with the payments. You don't want 70% of the work paid for and only 30% of the work done. So you've got to make sure that the payments are aligned in a fashion that's going to leave enough money at the job at the end for him to actually come and finish the job. So, you know, we've got different kinds of breakdowns for that that we can go into at another time, but that's it. Those are the basics for putting together the bid document, and those are the questions that you need to ask yourself.